We are at the Circuit de Nervaz Magny-Cours for the first ever French Grand Prix. Leading us to the green flag will be the number 12 of Nick Kennedy, our Season 1 champion. Starting beside him is the number 8 of Joseph Huffman. Here's the starting lineup for today's race. All 22 cars are here. Yeah, I hope I said that right. Circuit de Nervaz. I didn't know it's N-E-V-E-R's, that's Nevers, but they spell stuff differently over there in France, so Nevers, I think is how you say it, and then Magny-Cours. First ever time ever using this track, a 2.6 mile road course for the first ever French Grand Prix. For round 10 of season 2 of the SCRL Red Bull Formula 1 series. We had a very good race. We've had good races this season. I'm pleasantly surprised, aside from Melbourne. That was pretty crappy. We've had good races at Mazda. We had good races at Shanghai, Monaco, of all places. Silverstone. We'll see if Magny-Cours will have a good race. And of course, if it has good racing, a good finish, and good fan replies and all that, we may return for Season 3. Of course, we always got to keep the fans happy. Without any further ado, those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Nick Kennedy trying to turn his season around here at the French Grand Prix. Field is rolling off. I've never used this track before in my life, so I have no idea what's going to happen, or any of these turns and whatnot. Okay, looks like the last turn is going to be a very tricky one. Pull the belts tight. We are racing 10 laps here at Magny-Cours for the French Grand Prix. We're underway. Off towards turn number 1, a left-hander. And a turn number 2, another left-hander. And a right-hander. Joseph Huffman taking second place. Here comes David Solomon. Gordon Smith racing side by side with Roger McLaughlin, who just won at Silverstone. And we got contact. A car off track. That's the number 12, Nick Kennedy. Our race leader. Or was our race leader. And well, we got more cars. Trey Wright. And Carter Friesian. So Nick Kennedy's season gets worse. And whoa, we got more crashes. Whoa, big pileup. Not sure what happened there. But we're heading up the hill. Joseph Huffman is our new race leader. Battle for second, Tony Newman and David Solomon. Looks like Tony Newman will take it, but David Solomon fighting on the inside. As we go through the S's. Joseph Huffman in the Haas entry has a pretty big lead as he leads him through another left-hander and a right-hander through the S's and another left-hander. You see Tony Newman is slowly closing in on his teammate as we head under the bridge. We head through the final few turns. Nick Kennedy cannot catch a break. There he is. Was a race leader. Spun out. And well, we got battle for the lead. Nope. Joseph Huffman will keep it. That was a very... Whoa, we got another crash. Yeah, that... Whoa, another... Steve Larker, nowhere to go. It looks like that last turn is always... Whoa! Colin Jobbergs crashed. Carter Friesian is able to keep control of his car. And that was just the first lap. Well, let's take a look and see what brought out the caution. So here's the cause of caution. Nick Kennedy, our race leader. He just goes wide in the turn. First time he's ever driven this track. And, well, everybody's first time, but the inexperience at this track bites Nick Kennedy as he slides all the way off the track into the gravel trap. Luckily, he drives through it with no damage. He will make impact with the guardrail right there. And there's another incident right here between Carter Friesen, Nick Kennedy's teammate, and the number 11 of Trey Wright. Trey Wright, they just make contact, send in Carter Friesen and Trey Wright for a spin. And that's the cause of caution. We did have other incidences, but they're not really important. We'll take you back to the restart. And we are back. The number 88 of Zachary Fitzwater and the 19 of Patrick Smith are both out of the race due to that pileup we saw during the second incident before we check out the caution. Joseph Huffman is our race leader. Second is Tony Newman. Third, David Solomon. Fourth, Jack Halleck. Fifth, Marcus Sasachi. Sixth, Trevor Collins. Seventh, Gordon Smith. Eighth, Ty Dent. Ninth, Tanner Hill. And 10th is Nick Kennedy. So we got the two Haas teammates, 1 and 2. We got one driver that has already won, Tony Newman at Bahrain. And Joseph Huffman looking for his first career win in the French Grand Prix. I knew the last turn would be trouble just by the design of it. It's like Montreal. Yep, see, there goes Joseph Huffman spinning out. But despite that, and we got more crashes. And we're back to racing. A very weird restart, but we're going anyway. I thought it was AI strength on here, but the AI is only on 70%. And there goes Tony Newman through the gravel trap. That'll hand the lead to David Solomon. Now we got more spins and crashes, I heard. Yep. Whoa. Roger McLaughlin, he won't go back-to-back. So David Solomon is our race leader. Got his teammate, Marcus Sasachi, behind him. Everybody's making it nice and slow through these turns, trying to get some racing action for the fans. Back up front, David Solomon continues to hold his race lead. Behind him, Marcus Sasachi goes way off track. That's all right. There you see Roger McLaughlin, our Silverstone race winner, trying to win back-to-back races. It's not going to happen here today. There you see Nick Kennedy. He survived up to this point. Slowly making their way through the S's. David Solomon trying to keep his lead ahead of teammate Marcus Sasachi. Sasachi's closing in, though. I believe we will have another chance at a restart, and then that'll be it, I believe. Marcus Sasachi dives it on in there, but he's not close enough to pass David Solomon, and here comes the trouble turn. Nope, hard impact, and Marcus Sasachi will take the lead from his teammate. Wow. Should we even take a look at the caution? Yeah, you might as well. So here's the cause of caution. Roger McLaughlin, our Silverstone race winner. He wheel hops. You just see the back wheels spinning. And this is going to be a pretty hard impact. I know he's going under 100 miles an hour, but he slides. And this is going to be on the driver's side, too. And he's going to nail the fence hard, completely destroying his car. And, of course, he had more incidences up front. Richard Torres, Trey Wright, Ty Dent, Colin Dryberg, Sebastian Torres just mowing the grass. Roger McLaughlin, his day is done here at Magny-Cours. We'll take you back to the restart. And we are back. 4 laps to go. The number 14 of Roger McLaughlin is out due to a broken gearbox, despite him crashing hard in turn 3. Marcus Sasachi is a race leader. Second is David Solomon. Third, Trevor Collins. Fourth, Jack Halleck. Fifth, Nick Kennedy has worked his way back up to 5th. 6th, Bryson Hill. 7th, Tanner Hill. 8th, Steve Larker. 9th, Carter Friesian. And 10th is Cassie Dent. So I believe if we have another caution, we should have enough time to have a one-lap shootout, depending on the lap. Because sometimes the road courses, they're weird when it comes to cautions. You have clearly enough time to go back racing, but it doesn't allow you to do that. So we shall see. Marcus Sasachi took the lead when David Silliman crashed in the last turn, coming to get the caution. We'll see what's going to happen as the two Team Red Bull entries will start 1 and 2. We saw how well that worked out for the Haas entries. Not very well. And oh, Marcus Sasachi is blowing up. He cannot catch. Oh, David Sullivan crashed. That will give Trevor Collins the lead. And we're back to racing here at Magny-Cours. Such a bizarre racetrack. Look at Nick Kennedy going for second. He knows he has to go for redemption after he spun earlier. Tanner Hill going way wide. So is Trevor Collins, but he's able to keep going. Nick Kennedy. Whoa. Someone crashed big. Whoa. Tanner Hill is destroyed. Ty Dent. Caution is out, of course. Nick Kennedy trying to go for second. Around Jack Halleck. He's got it. So if we get back racing, Nick Kennedy will be starting second. Whoa. Big crash. Steve Larker. Both Torres family members. Yeah, we might not return to this track in Season 3. Well, maybe. Depending on if everybody likes these crashes. And look at Carter Friesian. He's worked his way back up into the top 5 despite crashing earlier. But Trevor Collins slowly making his way through the S's. He doesn't want to make any mistakes. Man, Marcus Sasachi blew up. Tanner Hill broke. Everybody's racing back. Trevor Collins goes way wide, but he's able to keep the race lead and on track. He's slowly tiptoeing his way through this track. Nick Kennedy is up to second. And I think we will have time. I hope we do. I'd rather have a green flag finish than a caution. Here comes the trouble turn. Can Trevor Collins make it? Yes, he does. Nick Kennedy did, but Jack Halleck did not. Carter Friesian did not, and they're all stacking up once again. And oh, it'll be borderline if we're going to get this race back to racing or not. Well, let's take a look at the caution. So here's the cause of caution. Tanner Hill, he's making a great move on the outside, trying to pass the number 77 of Bryanson Hill. Actually, his brother, I believe. The two cars make contact right there. And that'll send Tanner Hill off the track and into the barrier. Hard impact, destroying his car completely. And here comes Ty Dent just sliding in, just getting a little bit of damage. And there's Bryanson Hill. So the two Hill family members getting involved. Very interesting. Let's take a look at David Solomon and see what he saw. David Solomon. Looks like Bryanson slides up the track right in front of Tanner Hill. And Tanner Hill is not able to react fast enough. Tanner Hill is going to go for a ride. The former two-time race winner in this season. Not going to be able to go to victory lane here at Magny-Cours. Well, let's see if that caution ended the race or not. Just as I had predicted, the caution came out too late. Despite the fact we had one full lap, we could have gone back to racing, but the officials decided not to call the race. So Nick Kennedy, after 9 races of struggling, he finally gets his first win of the season here in the first ever French Grand Prix. 2nd, David Solomon. 3rd, Jack Halleck. 4th, Riley Spurley. 5th, Steve Larker. 6th, Cassie Dent. 7th, Gordon Smith. 8th, Carter Friesian. 9th Colin Jabberg, and 10th was Joseph Huffman. We actually had 16 drivers finish the race on the lead lap. Sebastian Torres is going to be placed 17th, not 60, because he retired, and Tony Newman and Trevor Collins both did complete the final lap, so that's a mess up on the scorecard. And yeah, what a crash fest of a race. And we finally get to see Nick Kennedy, our Season 1 champion, finally return to victory lane, which we will take you to right now. Here are your point standings after the 10th race of the season at Magny-Cours. Riley Spilly-Tube has assumed the race championship points lead. He has a 4-point lead over Tanner Hill. Third is Ty Denton, 6 points behind. Fourth is Colin Dryberg, 8 points behind. And fifth, Sebastian Torres, 9 points behind. Sixth is Zachary Fitzwaters. Seventh is Trey Wright. Eighth, Jack Halleck. Ninth, Carter Friesian. And now in the top 10 is Season 1 champion Nick Kennedy with a win. He is 21 points behind Riley Spurley-Tube with 9 races to go. 11th is Steve Larker. 12th, Roger McLaughlin. 13th, Joseph Huffman. 14th, Marcus Sasachi. 15th, Tony Newman. 16th, David Solomon. 17th, Cassie Dent. 18th, Bryson Hill. 19th, Richard Torres. And 20th is Trevor Collins. 21st is Gordon Smith, and last in points, Patrick Smith, the last driver and the only driver to not receive points yet this season. Well, that is it for round 10 at Magny-Cours. We will next see you at race number 11 at Circuit de Spa Francorchamps for the Belgium Grand Prix. And until then, keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.